Are you stuck in fear? Are you stuck in anxiety? Are you just stuck in survival mode? I want you to know that you are not alone. You are in density consciousness. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to walk through the four stages of spiritual awakening to be able to take hold of your future right now. I am Kira, and I welcome you to Expanding Consciousness. And today's a really exciting day for me because today we're going to dive into the pyramid of spiritual awakening. And I'm sure you're saying to yourselves, what is this? What is this pyramid of spiritual awakening? What is this all about, Kara? Well, let me share with you that right now you are in the middle of the most extraordinary journey you have ever been on. Your life, you. You are the magic, you are the miracle, and you are on a journey that is so exquisite and so unique that it is the gift that you continue to co create every single day. Let's bring our hands to our heart and really consider that you have the capacity with every breath to be able to shift your life, to make a conscious choice. And I really hope that you watched my series these past 4 weeks. And if not, you need to go back and watch the most recent four shows and really catch up with our journey as we have been expanding consciousness through the awareness, experience, and choice that expands everything. How's that sounding to you? How are you doing right now? Are you wondering what I'm even talking about? Well, that's okay. I'm just honored you're here. For 22 years, I've had the honor of sharing with many of you. And for many of you, I've even watched your children have children, which has just been an extraordinary honor. And as we all come into this moment right now, as we all come into this experience, let's remember as you're gazing at right now, you're looking at what it is, the pyramid of spiritual awakening. And you can see that it has four layers. And these layers consist of the one that we are first all born into. And that is the one I was talking about at the top of the show, density consciousness. Hmm. Density consciousness. What does that mean? What does that really mean? Well, let's talk about that. It first means that you're carrying a body, that you chose to come into this beautiful world and to have a body and to learn through having a body and to incarnate through having a body. Density means form. I chose to be here this evening with you or this morning or whenever you're catching this episode. This is my private healing room here at 12 Hummingbirds Retreat in Ecuador. And I invite you to come and visit me here. Just check us out at 12hummingbirdsretreat.com. And this room that we're sitting in right now, for me, feels almost like a Faraday cage. Why? Well, because it's made of something called bahareke. And bahareke is made of Mother Earth. That's density. Coming here, touching the mud, watching a tree grow, listening to birds, watching the river. That is density. Density is the experience of form. It is the ups, it is the downs, it is the joy, it is the sorrow, it is the love, it is the hate. It is all of it. Because in the eternal essence nature of that which you are, you came here to remember. You came here to have this experience. And this is why, no matter what is happening to you, no matter how much fear, anxiety, or survival mode you think you're stuck in, all it is the remembrance of who you are, bringing you here right now. I really want you to honor that you showed up here. You found this show, whether a friend recommended it to you, and I hope you're all subscribing and sharing. And if not, subscribe right now and share. But I hope that you're here because your heart has opened, that you are ready for more. Because in density consciousness, it's where it begins. It begins with us saying, okay, there is a need, right? Density consciousness is very me focused. It's all about me. And then one day, as we're slotting through the me and the me and the me and the me, something awakens in a lot of people of there's got to be more. Why am I here? And you tend to start looking up. And it's the first, what I like to call ascension, because it's an ascension in consciousness itself. It's an ascension from a me focus to a we focus. And this is the second level that you're seeing here in this pyramid of spiritual awakening. And the second level is spiritual activism. Hmm. Spiritual activism. Well, what does that mean, Kira? Okay, let me talk about it. So, spiritual activism is the moment where we realize that there is more than just a me, where we see a greater picture, where we feel comfortable with people, where we have our group of friends or we have our relatives, or whatever environment makes you feel part of something. You ascend from just about you to just there's a we. Sounds good, right? Well, it is till it's not. So, what does that mean? Well, what it means is that any ism limits you. All isms limit us. So, spiritual activism is absolutely an ascended conscious awareness from density consciousness, right? However, here's the trap it becomes only my little group. My we is the only we. That group doesn't matter, or that group is wrong. And so the danger of spiritual activism is that it invites polarity and it locks in judgment. And so even though it is a lift from, hey, it's just about me, I don't care about you, I don't care about you, I don't care about you. So it's a lift into, I care. However, it's, I only care about my group. Everybody else I don't care about. That activates polarity. That stimulates hate and fear and anger together keeps hate alive. Fear plus anger equals hate. And when we hate, especially when we hate others that don't agree with us, we limit. And so that's the gift and the trap of spiritual activism. Because through that, remember, it's still a rise, right? You've still gone up. So how do we ascend out of spiritual activism? Through that very energy. Through experiencing it, through knowing it, through either being the subject of it or having anything around it. Have you ever experienced heartbreak? Have you ever had something happen to you that you didn't think you would survive? Have you ever been so consumed by anger that you couldn't see beyond it? All of that served you. All of that brought you here now. Those are all pieces of the mosaic of your life. And when we are in spiritual activism, we get the moment to lift. And we lift from that spiritual activism through what is known as ascension awareness. It is a knowing that here we are in this experience right now. Here I am in spiritual activism, and I'm aware that there's more. I know that there's more, and I look up again and I ascend again. And that's that third level on the pyramid. And what's that third level on the pyramid? Ascension awareness. It's where we start knowing things that we didn't even know existed. It's when we can have gratitude for the experience of density consciousness, when we can say thank you to spiritual activism because it allowed us to grow even more. It's that moment where we illuminate the inner smile and see the gift of it all. Seeing the gift of it all. I want to stop there for a minute because how many of you are going, okay, Kira, well, if I see the gift, does that mean so-and-so gets away with this? Or does that mean this doesn't happen? Good question. Really good question. So let's talk about that. What it's about is remembering and knowing that as you ascend your conscious awareness, as you're moving through this pyramid of spiritual awakening, you're the one that's growing. You're the one that is expanding. You are having the gift of living a life of awareness. Remember, go back and watch those last 4 shows because it all begins with awareness. Awareness, experience, choice, the ever refining cycle. And when we lift into that third series, that third part of the pyramid, ascension awareness, we let go of a me, we, and we see all. We step into a moment of I am as you are. My eyes are your eyes. My heart is your heart. All of our beautiful expressions, all of our diversity, all that we are is a gift or a reflection of the self. To go deep within in the self inquiry, very simply of what in me invited this to be? What in me invited this to be? It's the moment where we realize there's no one to blame. There's no one that we should make feel guilty. No one has done anything. It is how we respond. What in me invited this to be? And to use that self inquiry for everything, not just what we perceive as perhaps something that we're feeling bad about. What in me invited this to be when you have the most joyful incidents in your life? Hey, what in me called this in? What in me invited this to be? I want more of that. What in me invited this to be that I'm feeling pain again? What in me invited this to be that I am here now, aware? And that's the gift of an all that is focus. That's the gift of when we arrive into that third experience of the pyramid of spiritual awakening. Because through the pyramid of spiritual awakening, remember what's happening. Well, during that awakening moment, what's happening is that the template of consciousness itself is opening up because we have relaxed the ego that would judge ourselves. It is only the ego that entraps us. Consider that when we can let go of our ego and find the joy of our evolution, I am emergence, as are you. That's why I put these tattoos on. Every day I am different. Every day I am growing. Every day I am shifting. Every day I am emerging. And so are you. So is our world. So is everyone. We're not what we used to be. Yay. We're who we're becoming. Every one of us is a lotus coming up out of the mud, finding our blossoming moment and becoming the best we can be. And that's what happens when we start taking in ascension awareness, that all that is focus. We discover that if we relax self judgment, we maintain a vibrancy, a spiritual detachment that invites us to see beyond that which would limit, to lay down an ego that would seek to be right at all costs, and to simply see the blessing of all that is. And that's when we open, because it's an invitation, it's an opening. That's when we open to that top, to ascension consciousness itself. Really bring your hand to your heart for a moment and feel that. Ascension consciousness itself. Wow. I mean, imagine that. Imagine that you are carrying that with you, that you have that. Because the moment you enter ascension awareness, the moment you lift through spiritual activism, the moment that you say yes to you is your fast track to ascension consciousness. The fast track comes when you say yes to you. Now breathe that in, because those are four pretty amazing journeys that every one of us cannot avoid. The basis of living in this field of potentiality right now is that we have a planetary thought body that is based upon fear. And remember that it's fear, doubt, and hesitancy that are the three seeds of self-sabotage. So when we can release fear, when we can release doubt, when we can release hesitancy, we stop self-sabotaging, and suddenly we have abundance and everything's coming in and things are clicking, and you start seeing all those wonderful timestamps. You know, it's 11:11, it's 1:11, it's 2:22, it's whatever. Things start coming in. That's the moment we're at right now. We're at that moment right now. Imagine that we're at a moment where you have the capacity, and you really do, you have the capacity to remember it all. Imagine your life bringing it all in, having conscious awareness of this through this body of form of your infinite nature, of the beauty of who you really are, to illuminate the eternal smile that knows I am as you are. That's the yoga of self-ascension. And it is unique as you are. It is that rich, dynamic experience that calls you forward and invites you to relax and exhale into the beauty and the depth of you. Imagine a world right now where with every breath and with every moment, you only saw the highest of every person. You greet each person seeing their highest potentiality. You carry the essence of them living their highest potentiality. Imagine that world. I do every day. And I invite you to learn more and join me over at IamKira.net. Make sure you've subscribed to this YouTube channel and share, share, share. We are coming together. We are growing organically. And what I know is that together we are better. The new era has already begun, and we are the foundation. I love you. Many blessings.